Tonight, I can report to the American people and to the world that the United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of al-Qaeda.
Running a bar is not just a business, it's a science. No one knows more about bar science than John Taffer.
I don't embrace excuses. I embrace solutions.
For more than 30 years, John has transformed hundreds of failing bars worldwide.
I believe that you could do this.
John turns money pits
Clean the place out.
into money makers.
We got 'em, gut buckets. This is Big Orange Couch, the 90s Nickelodeon podcast, where we talk about all things 90s Nickelodeon. My name's Joey.
I'm Andrew.
I'm Josh.
And this is episode number 272. It's the year in review 2011.
Yeah. Josh, welcome to Big Orange Couch. Your first time on.
Yeah.
How did tell us a little bit about you, like whether like your origin story with Nick, who you were in 2011. What's a little bit about you?
Yeah, I grew up an avid TV watcher. It was between Nickelodeon, Disney, and TGIF. I was definitely a Nickelodeon kid. My brother and me probably was the best show or my favorite show, followed by Kenan and Kel, Doug, and then Rugrats. So I could probably go word for word or close to word for word every episode of My Brother and Me.
Whoa.
He would make it pretty funny. It was only one season, so we're good there. And,
Yeah.
Kenan and Kel. Wasn't a huge All That fan, but I remember sitting up with my sister. She's 14 months older than I am. Watching Snick on Saturday night. So definitely great memories of that. So actually, due to my job, I travel a lot for my job. I work in college athletics, so I'm actually a coach. And on the road recruiting back in, I think it was 2017 or 2018, I found you guys. I think I was looking for like Kenan and Kel content or something.
Yeah.
I was on Apple Podcast, typed in Kenan and Kel, and you guys popped up. And I've been listening to you ever since. So I appreciate what you guys do. 2011, doing research on this, I realized it was a blur. Like I had just started. I graduated college in 2009, December 2009, and had my first big boy job 2010, 2011. So I was moving really fast. So I didn't realize how many movies came out, how many TV shows came out. Like I didn't realize any of this stuff. So that's what I was doing. I had my first big boy job and was just moving as fast as I could, trying to be as good as I can in it, and obviously missed a lot. So yeah. How about you guys?
Andrew, what about you?
I'm still kind of freaking out at this point, trying to just like figure out what I'm doing in general. So that's where most of my time I feel like went. I did manage to experience some of this stuff, but I don't remember many specific things
Right.
either.
Yeah. This was like I feel like in life there are some like very formative years, like where just you're up to a lot of stuff, and this was a year where I was just up to a lot of stuff, which I guess I'll talk more about in my interesting events. But yeah, this was like a very on the go type of year. Got to go to some different cities. Yeah, just some memorable stuff. So I like 2011 as a year I lived in. I remember a lot about the year. The picks. I guess I'm just waiting for a year to totally knock me out of my seat. And this got some good stuff, but I feel like in the 2000s there's, I don't know, only been like 1 year so far where I'm just like, whoa, that was an amazing year. I mean, how did you guys feel kind of making your lists?
Yeah, to your point actually about experience. So I had a lot of first time experiences in 2011. Now that you say that, from a travel standpoint, I traveled to 5 different states that I wouldn't otherwise have gone to due to my job. So I do want to add that. But
Yeah.
as far as making the picks, like I said, I was shocked. Like there's albums that came out from some of my favorite artists that I had no idea.
Yeah.
I didn't discover them until well after 2011, especially one of the TV shows that I really enjoyed. So, like I said, I was just moving really fast. I enjoyed it, But with some of the picks, in retrospect, it's some good stuff.
Yeah. What do you think, Andrew?
Yeah, a little sparse in a lot in half these categories at least for me. But I don't know. I feel like things are still kind of like at the bottom of a hill or something, ramping up. I think you're right that like one of these years here is going to be like a ton of stuff.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's all perspective, because some of these years I think people might just
Also,
love more than us.
yeah. Also, like I'm not playing as much video games at this point necessarily, so I'm not maybe as aware of them as I would otherwise be. Stuff like
man.
that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm out of the game at this point. Yeah.
Same, and like I played the most video games I believe when I was in college. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but I guess not to get too personal, but were you guys in the working world by this time?
Yes.
I mean, I'm not what you would call an adult serious job, I guess.
Yeah, but I guess my point is like that's kind of our age. We're like
Yeah,
1 or
yeah.
2 years post college and still trying to figure it out and just
Yeah.
getting into different experiences. So I guess you could call it a pivot year or transition year, but overall it's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, we posted for our Patreon listeners, so we'll read some of their picks as we go. If you're not over on Patreon, folks, it's been fun this year. Like it's been, and I just want to play something here. If you're not on Patreon,
get that out of my face, Wolf Sniffer!
Okay, that was from our last episode, Land of the Lost. You got to check it. Andrew, do you want to read the categories?
Oh, sure. We'll be talking movies, TV shows, albums, songs, video games, books, and events.
Yeah. Josh, as our guest, where do you want to start?
Man. No lie, I love you guys, but let's just get books out the way because that's usually this category I skip when I'm listening and working out or something.
No offense taken.
Yeah.
All right, Andrew, get us going.
Well, last year I didn't have any books, but this year,
oh boy,
the Song of Ice and Fire #5 book came out, A Dance with Dragons. That's the Game of Thrones book.
Okay.
That's still the last one to come out.
Whoa.
2011. So
he's been working years?
on this. Yes, been working on this 6th one ever since.
I'll tell you what he's been doing. He's been cashing checks and like just sitting on his butt.
Yeah. Excellent though. I mean, really, these books are really good, and I'm going to be very annoyed if he doesn't get the full series finished, because they're really worth it. Like, and they're super long, but weirdly quick reads. So yeah, I still recommend them, even though we may never see the end.
Yeah. I've never read any of these. Josh, have you?
No, absolutely not. Sorry. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
I think amongst people who read books, this is a incredibly popular series. Yes. No.
Amongst fantasy readers, I don't know, but amongst readers in general.
Maybe the TV show maybe put it more on the map. You think?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Josh, what did you have for book? Anything?
Yeah, no, originally I had nothing. So my life in 2011, as I said, I was moving fast, diving into work. I didn't read all through college. Probably a bad decision. But I didn't pick up, obviously reading until 2013, 2014. So a ton of self-help books. If I had to choose one though, as I'm looking now, there was a book, World War Me, Volume 2, by is a pastor, Jamal Bryant. I did not read, full disclosure, I did not read Volume 2, but I did read Volume 1. So I'm just going to assume
Yeah.
that Volume 2 in 2011 was pretty good. But other than that, I didn't pick up, reading until 2013, and now I'm an avid reader. So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, my book was also Chris's pick, Evelyn's pick, and Lacey's pick, and that is 11/22/63 by Stephen King.
Mhm.
I feel like this isn't just a great King book. This is a great book in general. It's like a very detailed. It's a time traveling journey. So if you don't know what it's about this guy who essentially, like in a diner, finds a closet door that leads him to the 60s, and he's decided that he's going to try to stop the assassination of John F. Kennedy. But time is kind of aware that he's there. Like time is an adversary in this, or the enemy here in this book, and is kind of blockading him from reaching his destination. It's a very long book, but really enjoyable. They ended up making a Hulu series probably like 5-6 years ago with James Franco, which was, I thought, like each episode kind of got worse. But like it started strong. Like it you know what I mean? Like I like the first couple episodes, but did you ever
Never saw that.
did you read or watch that?
I did read it.
Okay.
And I don't absolutely love it.
Oh man.
I mean, I like a lot of things about it, but
What's your beef?
well, I don't want to ruin it right now because.
Okay.
So we know what's coming.
All right. Well, any close call, Andrew?
Yeah, my close call was Ready Player One. It's how do I describe? It's like a kid that is in the future living in these like all the homes are these like stacked boxes. Basically, he's lived in there. I mean, I think everybody knows what Ready Player One is, sort of, but he goes into this virtual reality world and whatever. I like it a lot. I mean, one of the more memorable, like, recent sci-fi books. But I don't absolutely love everything about it. I mean, I think it's a little heavy-handed with the references a lot of times and stuff, and it's like super packed with like 80s stuff in specific. But it's a fun book. Not my favorite book ever, but it was fun. I had a good time with it. Good read.
Didn't read.
I feel like they. I'm sorry. I feel like they made a movie about that, right?
Yeah. Spielberg
movie.
made a movie.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Did you see the movie, Andrew?
Yeah, I did. Not as good as the book. Something about these recent Spielberg movies, like, don't feel as magical as like they did before. I feel like maybe it's just that I'm older and whatever.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I'm sure it's a mix of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool, just not the greatest.
Yeah, I didn't much like the movie, but I've heard the book is pretty good. It was also Kev's pick. It was Sweatshirt Dabo's pick and Kylie's pick.
Nice.
So yeah. Other picks from listeners. Marley picked Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Lost Adventures. Tim Beard picked Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. And I think that's it. That's all our book picks.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Andrew, apparently you have a Ferguson.
Yep. My Ferguson is 11/22/63.
Oh my god.
I read this, I think probably the year it came out, and I remember how long it was. A lot of stuff I like about it. I'm annoyed that like the yellow card guy isn't a bigger part of the book. It's just like he's just a little tiny feature, amongst 800 pages. He's on a few probably.
Yeah, he is very interesting. I guess.
Yeah, to me, like that was maybe the most interesting thing that was happening. It was like barely addressed. But my big gripe with it is something that Stephen King tends to do a lot, at least these days, I think. Like, he'll just go off on these tangents following a character. It's really more about the character than the story. Like, you don't need to know all this stuff. And in this book in particular, it was like, I mean, I looked at the time, I would swear it's like 200 or 300 pages of the guy being in the past and starting this life in the past and like working as a teacher at the school. Like, do I need to know, every dealing with every kid in this school in the 50s or whatever? Like, none of this matters to me.
Yeah, but he's in Derry. Like, there's a, for people who haven't read it, there's an It crossover here.
Yeah.
Like, the kids from It are in this book.
Okay. But I just think, like, that could have been condensed down to, like, 10% of what it was, that part.
I don't know, though.
It would make the book better. Make the book a little quicker. Cut a couple hundred pages
I don't
out.
want to cut any of the, like, him trying to stop the murder stuff.
All the stuff with just, like, him and his job at the school. And, like, what's happening at the school. There's a school dance and whatever. It's just, like,
okay.
I don't need any of that stuff.
Okay, nobody knows what we're talking about. Andrew, do you have the best-selling book of the year?
Yeah. Fiction, it was The Help by Catherine Stockett, and nonfiction was Heaven is for Real by Todd Burpow.
The Help and Heaven is for Real?
Yeah.
Okay. Wasn't The Help #1 last year?
It may have been.
Okay.
I think it came out a couple of years, or
yeah.
I think it came out before this.
Okay. All right, Andrew, where should we go next?
Let's
You want to just get video game out of the way too?
Yes,
should we just
let's
get all the dumb shit out of the way?
Video
Okay.
game.
There we go.
Okay. My top video game's gonna be I think a lot of people's Ferguson probably, but it's Duke Nukem Forever. It's the finally the sequel to Duke Nukem, like 20 years later or whatever. Not nearly as groundbreaking or as good as the original game, but it's still fun and dumb. And one section you're driving like you're miniature and you're driving like a remote control car. It's stupid, but it was a fun game.
What system is this for?
It was for like everything, computer and everything.
Would you play it on?
Computer.
Okay. All right. Never played it. There's not a single game this year I think I've played. So,
video game. NBA 2K12. Again, I was born in 2011, but that was one game I did play. That was the first time that they had 3 different covers. One was Larry Bird, one was Magic Johnson, and then one was the GOAT, Michael Jordan. So growing up in Illinois, obviously Jordan is the greatest ever for me. Yeah.
You're a Bulls fan?
Yes. I was 10 years old in 1996. When we were at the start of a second three-peat. So, I love it.
Wait, so you went NBA 2K 12?
Yeah, NBA 2K12, yeah.
Okay. What version did you have? Who was on the cover?
Mike, of course. There was no other option for me. Yeah, there was no other option for me. Yeah,
okay, all right. All right. Yeah, like I said, the dream is over for me. There's just like, unless it's like an iPhone game or something, I'm not playing anything. I don't really play anything again until the Switch, I guess. But I do love all the like
if you have an iPhone game that you played, I think that counts.
I couldn't really find one from that year. But no. So some people's picks. A lot of people mentioned Batman Arkham City. Kev, Vince, Evelyn mentioned Skyrim. Corey and Joseph mentioned Dark Souls. Drew, or our buddy Spud, likes NCAA Football 12. Sweatshirt Dabo likes Strong Bad's cool game for attractive people. Do you know what is that?
It's like Homestar Runner related.
Oh, okay.
If you know that.
Yeah. Mark likes WWE All-Stars. Our buddy Justin likes LA Noire. And Lacey likes Mortal Kombat from this year. Do you have a close call, Andrew?
Yeah, it was going to be Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. fighting game. This is just like the final version that they came out with that has like all the download stuff in it. It's fun.
Did you have a close call, Josh?
I did. It was Batman Arkham City,
Oh, nice.
and like again, full disclosure, I've never actually played the game, but my roommate at the time would stay up till like 2-3 in the morning playing it, and I would just sit and watch. So yeah, I would go with that one. It looked fun.
Yeah. I can understand that for sure. Like watching people play video games. Just the top selling game of this year was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, and the 3DS release this year. This was like just past where I felt like I could be spending money on video game systems like this, and I really sort of regret it on this one. I feel like it's cool looking. I just sort of wish I would have gotten into it. But...
Okay.
Does the fact that we probably spent more time on books than video games this year show that we were getting old, or what?
That's not good.
Yes, absolutely. I feel like our generation is going to slowly just slip into like, I don't know, Madden, 2K, like just the old standbys kind of.
Yeah.
Or if there's a Mario game or something.
Yeah, Mario Kart.
Okay. All right. Anything else video game, Andrew?
No.
Okay. Anything else, Josh?
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right, guys, let's get interesting. Let's do movie. Let's get into movie.
Boy. I finally decided mine for this year is Paul.
I'm Paul. I really need your help. I don't know, we're on quite a tight schedule. What's the matter, Clive? There is an alien in the kitchenette making bagels and coffee. Did you want tea? No, I don't want tea. Ooh, Marmite. What if we wake up and find him inserting a probe into our anus? They don't do that. Anyone want one of these?
Soil, report.
I'm closing in. I can feel it. In 24 hours, he's gonna wish he never set foot on planet Earth.
I want that little green prick dead ASAP.
Hi there.
There's a girl outside.
He cannot be from space. It's not possible.
Oh, love it. Yeah.
Simon Pegg and can't think of the other guy's name off the top of my head, but
Nick Frost.
Yeah. Anyway, they're like nerds, whatever. They're from England, and they come to the United States for Comic-Con, and they run into this alien voiced by Seth Rogen, and kind of like they're trying to help him escape and get to Comic-Con at the same time. Pretty fun movie. Sci-fi, so I like that. But just also a little better than your average sci-fi movie, I guess.
I think so too.
And funny too. So it's fun too.
Yeah. Josh, have you seen Paul?
I have not. I'm actually looking it up right now as we speak, and it does not look familiar.
Seth Rogen voices Paul. You get like a great Bill Hader, Joe Latrulio. Or is it Joe Latrulio? No,
Yeah.
Bill. Is it? It is.
I believe as one of like the
the like dumb
agents or whatever.
Yes, and then you got Jason Bateman, who's kind of like the good jerk.
Yeah.
Boss. Not even thinking about 2011. I just happened to throw this on like 3 nights ago.
Oh.
And it really holds up. It's pretty funny, and like Paul looks good.
Yes.
Having to have a CGI character as your main character is a pretty risky gambit, and he looks good. So
Yeah, for sure.
It's a fun one. It was my number 3 for the year.
Oh, jeez, that could be like the highest that my best has ever gotten.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, cool pick. Yeah, I don't think any of our listeners picked Paul. Yeah. Josh, what did you go with for movie?
I'm going to decide in real time here because it's like 6 movies, but I'll go with Colombiana.
There's 22 murders in the last 4 years.
I'm doing this my way.
Why?
You know why.
She's going after us. She's just a girl. Take care of it.
I don't know if something or someone hurt you before.
Find her! Look everywhere!
Talk to me.
What do you want to know?
Anything. Something about you.
I was 9 when my parents were killed.
Zoe Saldana. I could probably stop there as my explanation. But it's about a little girl who she was crime lords, kind of some mafia people, killed her parents when she was young, and then she grew up to become an assassin, and then kind of exact revenge on them. So cool movie. Again, Zoe's great, and then like I said, it was action packed and a good plot. So
Yeah.
probably not the best grossing movie, but I loved it.
Yeah, good pick. Saw that probably a few years like after this.
Same.
But yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, I haven't seen this one. So
Oh,
I am a movie like I just consume movies, so this will absolutely go on my list to check out.
yeah, you gotta watch it. It's a good plot. It's good enough to watch. Like I said, it's not one you would go back year after year
Yeah.
to watch, but good enough to see for the first time, and maybe a second one.
Okay. Cool. Cool. All right. Very good. My pick was also Corey's pick for the year, and that is Moneyball.
There are rich teams, and there are poor teams. Then there's 50 feet of crap, and then there's us.
Welcome to Oakland. My job is to take this team to a championship. I need more money.
We're not New York. We're not going to compete with a $120 million payroll.
We got to think differently.
Your goal shouldn't be to buy players. Your goal should be to buy wins.
Who are you?
Here is 25 players that have been overlooked by every other team for one reason or another, like an island of misfit toys. In here is a championship team, one that we can afford.
Who's the kid? The kid is the new assistant GM. We're gonna shake things up. Tell him.
Have you seen Moneyball, Andrew?
Yeah, I pretty recently saw it, like in the last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not a big sports guy, you guys know.
Okay.
Not exactly my thing.
You don't even have to like sports to like this movie. It's it's more like philosophy than actual like watching them play baseball.
Yeah.
Or math.
Yeah, math, exactly. Yeah. I love Jonah Hill's character of this just kind of like oddball who comes in and kind of challenges the preconceived notions of what makes a successful baseball player. And I think Brad Pitt here is kind of good as, the edgy GM, and you got great Philip Seymour Hoffman as maybe his weirdest role, which is just the manager of the Oakland Athletics. Yeah, I don't know. This movie to me is very rewatchable. Every time it's on, I'm like, yeah, I'll watch this. You got a little bit of baseball, it's kind of that uplifting, like, oh, they're the underdog who can do it. You got early Chris Pratt here. Anyway, I don't know what it is about this movie. I think it's great.
I can appreciate something about it. It's just like of a type. I feel like there's a type of movie that's very much like this.
Yeah.
I can't think of
sports movie or just in general.
No, just in general. Like it's got a certain feel to it where it's like.
Well, Aaron Sorkin wrote it. Maybe it's like that type. Like he's the like West Wing dialogue and Social Network. Like it's fast talking kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. But okay, yeah. Well, Moneyball, far and away my favorite of the year. Close call, Andrew.
Yeah, this very tough close call. I guess I'm finally gonna say Super 8.
An eastbound freighter derailed. What the cargo was on that freighter, we don't know.
We can't tell anyone. I know.
I understand you have concerns about our cargo.
Colonel, there isn't anything else that I should know, is there?
I can assure you the answer is no.
We've gotten calls from people who found local dogs, but the calls coming in aren't local.
Lucy!
It's like they all just ran away.
I've got property damage. I've got theft. I've got 9 people missing now. There are things happening around here that I can't explain.
Okay.
It's like I think it was J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, but it was like a alien conspiracy type thing with kids, very much in the vein of like early Spielberg kid stuff, like Goonies, sort of. But just fun, cool movie. Like better, I think it did a better job of what it was trying to do than a lot of these types of movies lately. I don't know. Like for this kid adventure movie, it felt like a real movie as well. So fun, aliens. I like weird technology and stuff, and written well.
You 2 for 2 on sci-fi.
Yeah. I didn't even do that on purpose.
Yeah. Cool.
That was Spud's pick. Super 8. Yeah. Close call, Josh.
So I've got 3, but I'll just give you one since you already did Moneyball. I'll go with Limitless.
Oh yeah.
See that guy? That's me. My excuse for looking like this? I'm a writer.
Eddie, maybe it's time to let the writing go.
But just in case you think nothing ever happened to me.
Eddie Mora!
Hey! Tell me about this book. Well, how much have you written of it?
One word. Well, I suppose I can help you with that. You know how they say that we can only access 20% of our brain? This lets you access all of it. They've had clinical trials and it's FDA approved.
All right, just out of curiosity, and that's all.
I think so. I'm terrible with actor and actresses' names.
Is that Bradley Cooper?
There you go.
Yeah.
And it was a pill that made him pretty much superhuman. And it later ended up having negative effects, and he started doing wild things, and he forgot that he did. So good movie. Rewatch. Well, actually, about a month ago, I was traveling in a hotel, and it was on. Ended up watching it. So one of those ones that like A Few Good Men. It seems it comes on every rainy day, and you can check it out. So Limitless, I'll go with. But Moneyball was up there for me as well. As you said, really good movie, and I know what you were saying, Andrew. It's kind of got that Remember the Titans, it's kind of zany type feel good feel. But yeah, those 2 I would go with.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've been maybe unfairly hard on Limitless over the years. I think because my dad has liked it, so I've been making fun of it. But I don't really.
Well, they made it into a CBS show too, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Trash.
You saw it?
Yeah, trash. I think I saw 1 or 2 episodes and I couldn't do it. So yeah, no, not good.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think I don't think it ran very long, so that would make sense. Okay, all right. My definitive close call is a Alexander Payne movie called The Descendants.
I'm the backup parent, the understudy. I thought you were supposed to be getting your act together.
I've been doing really well, actually. Nobody ever seems to notice that.
And with Elizabeth, my wife, in the hospital, my daughters are testing me.
Look who's here. Get out of my underwear, you freak.
Oh, okay.
Don't
Back inside now.
Real good job you're doing.
We have to go through this thing together. You and Scotty and me.
Dad, this is Sid. He's gonna be with me. I'll be a lot more civil with him around.
What's up, bro? Don't ever do that to me again. I have to go around and tell people what's happening. Family and a few close friends.
I don't want to talk about Mom with anyone.
Starring George Clooney. This is a story of a guy it's kind of a bizarre story. He's comes from like a very wealthy real estate family in Hawaii, and his wife gets in a jet skiing accident, and while she's in a coma, he discovers she was having an affair. And even though that sounds super depressing, it's actually like played pretty zany for that type of movie. And it's also like his family has this huge plot of land in Hawaii, and they're arguing as to whether to sell it or keep it in the family. Yeah, I don't know, kind of a family drama, but this is another movie for some reason I always kind of like kicking on, just because it's like the Hawaiian music being in Hawaii. There's kind of a dry humor to it I like. So I don't know if you guys have seen The Descendants or.
I have not.
Okay.
No, I haven't. I have a few friends heard good things about it.
Okay.
So if you promise to watch Colombiana, I'll put that on my list.
I promise to watch Colombiana. I'm not trying to make anybody watch The Descendants. There might be more. There might be other movies on this list I might be more adamant about, just because it's like such a weird. I always get nervous suggesting people like check out weird stuff. But do you guys have other movies you want to shout out? Because there is an okay movie here.
Yeah. Just some other ones that were close calls for me. Sherlock Holmes, A Game of Shadows, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Drive, Attack the Block, Sucker Punch, X-Men First Class,
Cars
The Big
2.
Year. Did you ever see this? The Big Year. It's like Jack Black and Steve
Michael
Martin looking for
bird.
They're like bird watching.
What?
Anyway, it's
Is
it's
it good?
It's sort of good. You know, it's not amazing, but it's sort of good. The Tree of Life came out this year. I know that's like Max's favorite movie of all time.
Yeah.
I watched it. It's good. I mean, I couldn't imagine watching it more than once. But,
That's what I was just thinking. I was like, it's not a rewatchable movie. But...
In Time, Adjustment Bureau, and just because I feel like maybe not my favorite, but I know a lot of people talked about it, Bridesmaids.
Oh yeah, hilarious. Yeah, Bridesmaids is funny. That was Evelyn's pick.
I did. But
you hated it?
I'm going to be positive today, so I won't get into it. But I don't. Only thing I like Thor. I think it was the first Thor that came out that year. The Help was a good one, culturally, important movie. Kind of, in my sphere.
Yeah.
I think, did you mention Captain America, the first Avenger? Yeah, that's a good one. I'm an Avenger fan.
Oh, no.
And obviously, I think you said X-Men First Class.
Yep.
So those are the ones I'd go with.
Yeah.
Yep. Man, I remember being so shocked by First Class. I was just expecting to be a total dud, and it was like, oh no, like this is good.
Yeah,
for
sure.
A very popular pick amongst our listeners was the Muppets, the Jason Segel Muppets movie. Let's see here. Damien picked it. Sweatshirt Dabo, Shay picked it. A couple people. I'd shout out a movie called Take Shelter, starring Michael Shannon. It's kind of a psychological thriller type movie. Melancholia with Kirsten Dunst is kind of a cool movie. John also shouted out Hugo, Martin Scorsese movie, which I kind of like. And you know what? Tim Beard's pick is one I didn't realize until I saw he picked it, but I love this movie, is The Innkeepers, which is a Ty West movie.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, about a haunted hotel. Yeah, and an okay year. I was looking at like the top movies of the year, and I was like, I'm not sure this is a great, top 10 for the box office, but Ferguson's.
My Ferguson is Arthur, the remake of the classic Dudley Moore film, but with Russell Brand in the Arthur, role.
I forgot about this movie.
Just like one of the, and I did see it eventually on something, Comedy Central or something, and it's just one of those movies to me that's like, why would you ever remake this? It doesn't make any sense. It's like saying you're going to remake Tommy Boy without Chris Farley. Like, what are you doing? Why? It's bizarre.
So I'm hesitant to mention this, Ferguson, because it's not necessarily this movie, but more or less kind of the series, and that's Fast Five. And I do think Fast Five was probably the best or second best out of all 32 of the Fast and Furious movies. But once we got past like 6 and 7, it just became ridiculous. So I have to go with that one. but I hope I don't get killed for it. That one, yeah. The series is what did it for me more or less than the movie.
I feel like Fast 5 is like one of the more beloved ones. No,
it is, and that's why I was hesitating to do it. But again, once we get to like Fast 28, it's like, what are we doing? And so I had to choose that one. That one actually is good. I've seen that one.
Yeah,
I think Fast 5 may have been the last one I've actually watched.
Okay,
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Andrew, are you into the Fast movies?
The only one I've ever seen all the way through is
Tokyo Drift.
number 3. Yeah, Tokyo Drift.
I knew it.
And I sort of like, I mean, for like how little I care about the subject matter or whatever, I sort of liked it.
Okay.
Didn't they go to space in one of them? And it was just ridiculous.
They've been to space?
Silly.
Driving into space.
I don't, okay, so don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure they went to space in one of those. I can look it up here quickly.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Oh wait, Fast 9. It looks like there is something in space.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Bow Wow in that one. It was Bow Wow in Tokyo Drift. It just became ridiculous.
Might have been Tokyo.
Yep, Fast 9, the fast I can go into space scene. What are we doing?
Yeah, there's really nowhere else to go from there.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I know you talked about Joey wanting to die in space. So,
thoughts, Josh?
There you go. I don't think about. I'm not that morbid. So I don't really think about my demise. That's kind of recreational sadness for me. But it seems like a cool idea. If you gotta go, if you know you gotta go, I mean that's kind of the way to do it. I would want to be with loved ones though. I wouldn't want to go by myself up there.
Yeah. That's a good
but
point.
It's a good point, but most people don't get to do that.
Yes, but you might. I mean, like, if you had enough ability to plan a trip into space beforehand, like, you probably have some ability to.
Andrew, I know you saw that total eclipse, right?
Yeah.
And it was like very few moments in my life had made me feel so transported, like out of my body. Like it was like.
Yeah,
an amazing experience, and I think like just being in space has to be kind of that.
I need you to bottle that up and ship it to me, because when I watch the total eclipse, I'm like, okay, it's dark, great, and I do appreciate science, but at that moment I'm just like, all right, cool, it is cool, but I couldn't fully grasp kind of the hoopla. Yeah, dying in space. I don't know. Like I think, like you don't get like it's not something you get to brag about. You know what I mean? Like it's not like
no.
the next week you'd be like, hey yo, I died in space. Like you're dead. So it's
that's true.
Unless you bring a really cool car with you, then everybody's gonna be talking.
There you go.
Yeah,
Dominic Toretto.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
Well, there's a lot of bad movies this year. I mentioned it previously. Cars 2 is pretty atrocious. I have seen all the Cars movies, so I can say definitively this is the worst of the series. There's a Easter movie called Hop, and my big issue here is why isn't there actually any good Easter movies?
Yeah, like it's a tough one to do.
It is a tough one, but I mean every other holiday has at least like 5 that are.
The number one movie that comes into my head for Easter is Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Oh, just because of the Easter Bunny part?
Yeah, it's very vivid and like one of the. I can't think of any other time there's been like a live action like Easter. Really heavy Easter thing on film.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this movie stinks. It's James Marsden, and it's about the Easter Bunny wanting to be a drummer, but needs to take over the family business type thing. It's so bad.
Like the Energizer Bunny.
It kinda. I mean, like it's real world meshed with CGI, and unlike Paul, it doesn't work here. Like the bunnies look like shit, and yeah. As far as serious movies go that I didn't understand why everybody liked it, there's a movie that year that people critically loved called Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, and I just found it to be like the most boring movie I've ever watched in my life.
I've watched it, and I would basically agree with that assessment.
Other listener picks, Lacey mentioned Bad Teacher. Vince mentioned Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Clayton picked Hannah.
Harry Potter's the highest grossing, by the way.
Oh, of course, yeah, of course. Throw that out there. Yeah, I didn't like I didn't like that they split it. It just didn't need to split. But Clayton picked Hannah. Kev picked Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Justin picked Crazy Stupid Love. Chris picked You're Next. Joseph and Kylie picked Drive. Mark picked Monster Brawl, and Marley picked Beastly.
I do like You're Next.
I've never seen it.
It's good.
Okay. You said Harry Potter's number 1? Yeah, I was looking at this top 10 for the year. Harry Potter number 1, Transformer, Dark Side of the Moon, Twilight Saga, Breaking Dawn Part 1,
for 3.
The Hangover Part 2, Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides, Fast 5, Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, Cars 2. Like, this is a pretty atrocious top 10.
Well, I was just about to say I was boring as shit in 2011 because I don't remember any of these movies coming out. Hangover 2 I did see.
Yeah.
But that was like probably 3-4 years later. Man, I was. Yeah. Wow.
Josh, it's okay to be busy.
Right. Apparently, I was really busy. So,
yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, an okay movie year. I don't think it's our best by any means, but yeah. Okay. Josh, where should we go next? We got song, album, TV show, or event.
Let's go album.
Cool. All right.
Well, my top album for this year was probably no surprise, The Strokes, Angles.
I know everyone goes any damn place they like. Hope this goes over well on the toxic radio. Yeah. You get taken all the time for a fool. I don't know why you're so gullible, but I don't mind.
I mean, weird album for them, sort of. I feel like they really started leaning into electronic music more, maybe on this one. But I still really like it. I mean, it just sounds very different from what the earlier albums were, but still, I don't know, still hits that spot for me.
Okay.
Just some good tracks, just a few good tracks. Taken for a Fool, Call Me Back, Life is Simple in the Moonlight.
Okay, yeah, I in my opinion, that felt like maybe the last good Strokes album. Sorry.
Yeah, that part.
Yeah. All right. Josh, favorite album of the year?
Yeah, I'm trying to decide right now. So this is one of the things that I saw. Like, man, I didn't realize all these albums came out. So I'm a huge Jay-Z, J. Cole, and Wale fan, and they all dropped albums that year. So J. Cole's debut album, Sideline Story, came out. So I'm not gonna go with that. I'll go and watch the Thermal Jay-Z normal guy.
I invented sweat, popping bottles, putting supermodels in the cab. Proof. I guess I got my swagger back. Truth. New watch alert. Hue blows. Or the big face rollie, I got 2 of those. Arm out the window through the city, I maneuver slow. Cut back, snap back, see my cut through the holes.
I believe, first joint album by Jay-Z that I actually listened to I think my favorite song of the year is also on that. I'll wait to disclose that. But just a great album. Like I said, I did a lot of traveling that year. But that was something I picked up right away, right when it came out. And listened to it probably a little too much. So, yeah, Watch the Throne.
Very nice. Do you have like an all-time favorite artist? Is there someone like that you go to for you?
Yeah, so if you go, it's weird. If you go rapper, Jay-Z, just based on lyrical ability, flow. R&B artists, you'll laugh at this one. I don't know if you guys, hopefully you guys know who he is. Luther Vandross.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Super duper old school.
Yeah.
And my dad played a ton of his music and a ton of old R&B music when we were younger, so it just caught on. I still play it. I actually played it this morning on the way dropping my son off at daycare. So yeah.
That's awesome.
So yeah. I do not. I mean, when you guys talk about, I mean, I usually Google or go to Apple Music and try to listen a little bit, but I am not familiar with a lot of the artists that you guys name on here.
You are not alone, my friend.
Yep.
That's okay. Yeah. I mean, that's been. I've just having different people on for these year in reviews is fun, just to hear all the different stuff that we're not normally mentioning. Yeah. Well, I just have. I'm 100% positive nobody has ever listened to this album. I didn't discover it until about 4 years ago. The album's called El Dorado. It's by a guy named Frank Locrasto. It is instrumental, so there is no vocals, no lyrics, but it's got this like hypnotizing. It's hard to describe, but it's very just great background music. I started listening to this album as I started writing a lot more during the pandemic, and it's just kind of my go-to if I need something on, but I don't want to be listening for lyrics or singing along or whatever. So really, really cool album. Again, it's called El Dorado by Frank Locrasto. And a lot of good tunes on there. My favorite being Simple Times. Yeah. Anyway, just give them some love. Yeah.
I don't know it, but nice.
Yeah, that's right. Close call.
My close call is Join Us. They Might Be Giants.
I've never heard this album.
It's. I mean, it's weird because it's like a whole new era, and they had gone a while between like non-kids albums before they came out with this. But still, I really like it. One to check out maybe is Kana Jahari. Pretty good song. I don't know. I feel like with They Might Be Giants in particular, it takes me a few listens of each new album to like fully, I don't know, like have it fully sink in like what they're trying to do or something.
Yeah. Josh, have you ever heard They Might Be Giants?
I believe so. I don't think I know what I was listening to, but I've heard I've heard of them for sure.
Your best chance is if you've ever watched an episode of Malcolm in the Middle. They do the theme song.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, but okay. They Might Be Giants have so many albums. I sometimes I don't even know if I've heard it, but I'm fairly positive I haven't heard this one.
Can someone hum the Malcolm in the Middle theme song for me right now? Because I just did Drake and Josh in my head.
You're not the boss of me now.
You're not the boss of me now.
Yeah, you're not so unfair. Yeah,
life is unfair. Yes, absolutely.
Yes, I've heard them. Yes,
okay,
absolutely.
all right. Do you have a close call, Josh?
I do. I'm not gonna. Like I said, J. Cole's album. I'll keep that in the top. Kendrick Lamar, Section 80 was also out that year. Close call. I'm going to go with Beyonce 4. I think she had the hit song. The most popular song was "Love on Top."
Yeah.
When she did a lot of screaming. A good album. I'm not a part of the Beehive, but I do respect, know what she did. I should shout out Adele. I think Adele had an album that year as well. I'll give Beyonce 4 some love for sure.
Yeah. Zero problems with Beyonce love. Andrew, Beyonce?
I haven't listened to her a lot, just in passing, like people around me listening to her. So I don't know her that well. I don't. I'm not putting her down.
That's the sound of the hive.
The hive's coming for Andrew. It could be worse, Andrew. It could be Swifties. So.
Do we know that's actually worse?
Yeah.
I'd rather deal. Well, I don't know. Yeah, maybe you're right. Which would you? We'll post a poll. What would you rather deal with, Swifties or Beehive? Yeah, nice. Okay. My close call for the year is an album by a band called Big Troubles. The album is called Romantic Comedy. And again, I don't expect anybody to have listened to this album, but if one or two of you out there search Big Trouble's Romantic Comedy, I think you might like it. I mean, there's like an insane amount of songs. I always make my year in review playlist just to kind of look at the music, and they might have the most songs on the playlist. I'd shout out a song called Softer Than Science. What else here? Time Bomb, Minor Keys. All great songs. Also shout out a couple other albums. Real Estate Days. It's a very solid, catchy album. And then a band from Cleveland called Cloud Nothings have an album that year that's self-titled. And they're more of kind of like a hard rock, like fast and loud, but they can still be pretty catchy. Andrew, you know Cloud Nothings?
I feel like I've heard that name, but I don't know what they sound like.
Okay. They have a new album today. As we're recording
And they're from Cleveland, you said?
They're from Cleveland. They're fairly well known in like the rock scene. They don't live in Cleveland anymore, but yeah, they're from here. Other picks, Lacey picked The King Is Dead by the Decemberists. Vincenzo picked Born This Way by Lady Gaga, as did Mark. Let's see here. Clayton picked Hardcore Will Never Die, But You Will by Magua. Kev picked Smoke Ring for My Halo by Kurt Vile. Justin picked Worship Music by Anthrax. Clayton, he said he's changing his pick to Finest Hour by Patton Oswalt, stand-up album. Joseph picked El Camino by the Black Keys from Akron, Ohio. Corey picked So Beautiful or So What by Paul Simon. Damien picked Everything, Every Time, Everywhere by Trevor Hall. Marley picked Goodbye Lullaby by Avril Lavigne. Vaughn picked Widow's Peak, self-titled. Sweatshirt Dabo picked The Aquabats, High Five Soup. Tim Beard picked The Big Roar by Joy Formidable. Kylie picked Ordinaire by Stepdad. Shay picked Camp by Childish Gambino. And Evelyn picked Up All Night by One Direction. Oh man, One Direction. Remember that? They're a big deal. For a second.
Hot minute.
Yeah. But okay. Any Ferguson albums?
No.
Any Fergusons, Josh?
Okay, so again, it's a loose Ferguson because it's Owl City. They had an album that year,
Yes.
and they made the song Fireflies. So I hate them
Yes.
forever.
Oh,
Yeah.
good call. I didn't have one, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna steal yours.
Okay, cool.
Owl
Yeah.
City's a great pick.
Yeah, the Fireflies. It's just
Oh
one of
my
those songs
God.
that you hear everywhere, and as we say, as the kids say, it's trash. So yeah.
Yes. Agreed. Okay. Andrew, any album stuff?
Top selling album this year?
Is it Lady Gaga?
No.
Is it someone like that?
I'll just tell you. It's Adele 21.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know
yeah,
if
yeah.
it's like-
That's a good album. Very underrated, good album.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Adele makes sense. I was looking at some of the singles from this year, and it feels like this is also the year Katy Perry takes over the earth. Like, just a lot of Katy Perry popping up. I noted a couple bands broke up this year: LCD Sound System, REM, The White Stripes. A couple bands that broke up. There wasn't that many, but yeah, those are the biggest ones probably. All right, Andrew, where should we go next?
I guess let's do song while we're
Sure.
in that direction.
Sure.
So this was for me, The Strokes, Undercover of Darkness. That was their single off this album, or whatever they call it, I guess. And I do think it's the best song, even though I think it might be it feels almost like maybe it's here's like throwing the people a bone, like here's one that sounds like a little bit closer to older stuff, so
like they're playing down to you.
Sort of.
Yeah.
I mean, I still like it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that I Machu Picchu, Undercover of Darkness, Taken for a Fool. I mean, there's some like kind of classic Stroke stuff on that.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good album.
Yeah, great album cover too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this album. I'm looking at the discography right now. So after this comes Come Down Machine, and I'll say that there's like 2 songs I like on that album.
I'm not even sure I've listened to that, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, weird. Okay. It is weird for you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Josh, favorite song of the year?
I'm going back to the Watch the Throne album. Gotta Have It. Jay-Z and Kanye. So.
What you need, what you need, what you need, what you need. LOLOLOLO, white America, assassinate my character. Money matrimony, yeah, they tryna break the marriage up. Who gon' act phony or who gon' try to embarrass you? I'ma need a day off, I think I call Ferris up. Bueller had a Mueller, but I switched it for a Miele, cause I'm richer. And prior to this shit was moving freebase. Had a conference with the DJs, yeah. Puerto Rico 3 days. Polly with the PDs, now they got that shit on replay. Sorry, I'm in pajamas, but I just get off the PJ.
Just a fun song, one of those working out, pump up type songs. I don't know if it's necessarily a commercial song or they had a video for it, but upbeat, good lines, good lyrics, just my type of deal. Pretty quick too, but that's the one that sticks out to me for personal reasons. It was one of those ones that if I had to do something or get into a competition or anything, that was the one I used to get me going. So I'll go with that.
Like it. Yeah,
Nice.
that's a good one. Yep.
Mhm.
All right, my favorite song, still repping Cleveland here. I'm going with Cloud Nothings. The song is called Forget You All the Time. a jangly kind of melodic thing. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I guess if you hear Cloud Nothings and you like it, then you'll probably like more of it. I would say this is about as like soft and poppy as they get. The rest of their stuff is much faster and louder. But I do like this song a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. Close call.
My close call is They Might Be Giants. When Will You Die?
I'm so tired of your lies and the evil things you're doing behind my back are the crimes that you have never committed. I doubt it sometimes. I wonder when will you die? You're insane. You are bad. You wreck everything you touch and you're a sociopath. There's just one thing that everyone's wondering. When will you die? School children.
When will you die?
Yeah.
I love that.
Just such a good, maybe like the best of the album as far as like them mixing sort of morbid subject matter with like a more poppy sound, like lighthearted sound. Yeah, really great one. It's just like them kind of, or John Linnell, I guess, is singing kind of like about waiting for somebody to die.
I'm reading.
I don't need to know who it is.
I'm reading the lyrics right now. When will you die? You're insane. You are bad. You wreck everything you touch. You're a sociopath. but there's one thing that everyone's wondering. When will you die?
Parental advisory.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, these are wild lyrics. Okay, yeah, I'll definitely be
so
checking.
like unabashedly for somebody dying. It's just kind of
yeah. Okay. They Might Be Giants. When will you die? I love it. Josh, close call.
Yeah, I just realized I'm very commercial here. I went with Rolling in the Deep.
Yeah.
Starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, and it's bringing me out the dark. Finally, I can see you crystal clear. Go ahead and sell me out, and I'll lay your ship bare. See, I'll leave with every piece of you. Don't underestimate the things.
That's a hit. It's a hit. It's one of those ones you hear all the time, but you can't help but to sing it.
No,
when it comes on. I'll spare you guys. I'm not gonna hit the high note, but it's a good tune. So I'll go with that.
Totally.
I should say right now it's the Billboard top song of the year.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh man, I'm very commercial. Wow.
No.
Basic Josh right now.
No. That song's a hit for a reason.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, and she's really not lost a step. I feel like she takes her time on her albums, and when they come out, it's just like loaded with like anthems, you know.
She's got to have a bad breakup or something. It's like her albums are all like you got to be about that wallow to like her. Her albums are very dark.
Yes.
Yes. But
yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I mean, we gotta have some Adele love on Big Orange Couch. Is this her first album?
Oh, they're all numbers.
Well, whatever the lowest number is, it's her age.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I get it.
Okay. Well, you said they're all numbers.
Yeah, it was 19.
Okay, 19. Okay. My close call is a song called Shore Points by Cymbals Guitars. another kind of loud rocking band. Usually I don't go this hard, but man, I must have been in a mood or something this year for like loud guitars. So yeah, Shore Point's Cymbals Eats Guitars. They are no longer a band, but they, very, very cool technical guitar work if you're into that type of stuff. Also shouting out Jesus Fever by Kurt Vile, Sarah by Chad Van Galen, Tongue Tied by Group Love. I feel like I'll talk about Group Love in the coming years, but kind of a fun party band. Got a great some great Cass McComb songs. Same thing, County Line. Yeah. Any other songs you guys want to throw out there?
No, but I'll just comment that all of a sudden, like, I swear there's a stretch here, maybe even till now, I just, like, haven't been able to get into new music like I used to. Something just, like, I don't have time to look or something.
There's always time for new music.
Yeah.
I feel like you don't find it when it comes out right away. At least that's my experience. Like it's years down the road. I'll go with so Wale came out with an album, Ambition, and on that album the song Legendary. Please play this as a sample when you edit.
Chopper the dome with it or wrote lyrics. They ain't grossing a million liquid, don't form an opinion. I'm sort of a genius, nothing sort of a legend. Sort of Tommy Lasorda, the way I'm sorting these pictures.
This is a good song. Like I said, I'm a really lyrical guy.
Yeah.
So you got catchy punchlines and things like that. So I'll go with that one. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. I know I've heard this album just because people I was working with were playing it all the time. But
good for them.
Yeah.
You probably. I think the song might have been Lotus Flower Bomb, and then that was, I think, the only like video song or mainstream song, I think.
Okay.
I think, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, we'll go with that. Sorry.
No. Any Fergusons?
Yeah, I gotta go with Maroon 5 Moves Like Jagger.
The Maroon 5 hate continues.
Yeah.
Just one of those songs that I'm still baffled by, like, how did this take off? Like, who's
Jagger?
I just don't get it. Maybe
it's like one of those things that make you lose faith in other people. Like, how do you support this enough for it to be continuously played?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like something, like, I fundamentally don't understand something about the world.
And and ask people who Jagger is, and they don't know. You know what I mean? The people that were trying to move like that person. I think I might be with you
there. Any Ferguson, Josh?
So I actually had that's gonna take it. I actually had The Show Goes On, Lupe Fiasco. His second album, Lasers, I did not love at all, and that song seemed to be like. So again, I coach. I'm a coach in college. So anytime someone sends a highlight video, it felt like that song was on the highlight video.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's one of those ones I began to hate. But Moves Like Jagger, terrible.
Isn't The Show Goes On, like, isn't the loop on it a Modest Mouse song? Like, Float On, I think.
You just said three things that I have no idea.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure they sampled. I don't know what year that song's from. Maybe 2002 or something.
I know exactly what song you're talking about. I don't know if that's
okay,
correct or
okay. All right. Well, man, yeah. There's so many bad songs this year. But yeah, Moves Like Jagger is probably the right pick. I'm double checking myself here, but
it's just like the standout. Everybody in the world seems to be listening to this song, and there's no explanation for it.
You know what other song here that I'm looking at was everywhere was Party Rock Anthem's pretty bad too by LMFAO, but let's see. I mean, Firework was everywhere by Katy Perry, but I don't hate that one. Oh, F You by CeeLo Green was everywhere. That song was just everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I'm not saying I hate it, but it was
I was gonna say, I kind of.
But it was also
A piece of me likes that a little bit.
Oh no,
Yeah,
the guy makes catchy songs.
I hated that it was
Forget
like
You
censored everywhere, wherever you hear it. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I
Forget
forget you. Like
Yeah.
you can't do 2 syllables where there was 1 syllable. Sounds horrible.
Was this? I think 2011. I think we were entering the dubstep era
yeah,
of
that's a good
music
call.
too. It might be next year. But we just said that. What was the LMFAO song you just said?
Party rock anthem.
Yeah. That's not dubstep, but I mean, kind of similar to like the obnoxious Jersey Shore fist bump
Yes.
type shit.
Yes, we're approaching it for sure. Yeah, there used to be a player on the Cleveland Indians who came up to dubstep music, and it always just really made me laugh very hard. Just because
Did you demand him to be traded?
I want to say it was Jason Kipnis, who was like a very kind of solid guy for years. He was eventually traded to the Cubs, but no, yeah, it almost became like, oh yeah, like this guy maybe knows he's a little bit of a douchebag or something. Like, I don't know, but yeah. Anyway, good call on dubstep. Yeah. Andrew, did you already? Oh, you told us. You told us.
Yeah,
already?
top song.
Oh, Rolling in the Deep.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Weird.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, where should we go? We got two categories. We got TV show. We got interesting event. We might as well save event for the end, I guess, at this point. So let's do TV show.
My top has got to be Game of Thrones.
Wait, hold on.
Get that out of my face, Schwartz!
Yeah, very good. We all know what happened at the end of Game of Thrones, but at this point, it was incredible still. And I don't even love fantasy stuff necessarily. Like, I don't seek it out actively, but this show is just extremely good. And that final episode of the season kind of like solidified its place in top TVdom.
Is this the Red Wedding?
No, this was Ned. I might as well tell you, this was Ned Stark getting beheaded at the beginning. Like, you think he's the main character throughout the first season, and then the last episode gets his head cut off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a classic what the fuck moment.
Yeah.
Because like you just said, you expect him to be kind of the center of things. I kind of felt some trolling in your tone, Joey, when you mentioned the Red Wedding.
No, it's I know so little about Game. I did try to watch Game of Thrones, but I know so little. But the one thing I do know is that that's the most famous episode, I think.
Yeah. Well, so you didn't get past the first season if you don't remember the head shopping, right?
Oh no, like I would pop in and out.
Oh, I got you.
And I did watch the whole last season because it was like, okay, like everyone's so excited.
Boy.
Well,
what a time to jump in.
Yeah, you can't really do that. You got to start from the beginning.
I wasn't confused. I was able to follow it.
I know, but like that's not even representative of the series. It's the low point of the series.
So you want it both ways.
What do you mean?
You want me to just watch the parts you like?
No, just saying everything's great about the series up till that ending, and you started watching at the end. Like,
yeah, I think you need to start from the beginning so you can start to like have some investment in some characters,
Okay.
to love people, hate people, and then once you get to the end, then now all those emotions come to the forefront, and you can kind of form an opinion from there.
Yeah.
So is this your pick, Josh?
No.
Okay, perfect.
But I am caping for it a little bit.
Okay.
I did enjoy it. I didn't watch it till like 6 years later, but yeah.
Okay. But it was also Damien's pick, Andrew.
Nice.
What did I have? Oh, I went with Homeland.
Oh,
yeah, Showtime. So I honestly, the first 2 seasons were really good, and then after that, it kind of went to shit. But I was traveling to North Dakota, and it was like a 9-hour bus ride. And so, what else is there doing a 9-hour bus ride, right? And we had the DVDs of that. So, I can't remember. I'm terrible with the names, actor and actress's names. But,
I think that was like Claire Danes' big comeback.
There you go. There you go. I want to call her Carrie, Crazy Carrie. This is on the show. But a good show. I don't want to give too much of it away, but it's kind of one of those deals. Are they a spy? Are they good guys, bad guys? And just pretty good. Cause suspenseful throughout. Like I said, after season 2, it got kind of weird. I think they went on too long. It still did good ratings, but the first 2 seasons were very good, and especially on a 9-hour, 10-hour trip to North Dakota. So yeah, enjoyed it for sure.
Very nice.
I'll check it out.
Okay, yeah, not bad. I definitely did not finish it, but I had started it at some point.
Did you like it?
Yeah. I thought, in particular, I thought Claire Danes was awesome in it. Yeah, but I have no idea how it ended. My pick is, man, I'm going back and forth even as we speak here. I guess I'll go Portlandia. It really, I'm a Fred Armisen. I'm probably like his biggest fan based on everybody who's talked about him and not liking him. But I just think he and Carrie Brownstein is so funny. Great sketches. I know Allie's mentioned, being a little bit annoyed by it being from Portland, and I could see that. Like if there was a show about all the things that made Cleveland kind of annoying, I'm sure I would not love the show. So, we love Fred, and that was on IFC, and I think now it's on. Let's see, hold on, Portlandia. Can you watch it anywhere? It's on AMC Plus. Perfect. Andrew, did you watch this show at all?
I tried to get into it. I just couldn't do it. I don't know
Fred
why
so much.
exactly.
You know who's on it all the time? Kyle MacLachlan.
Oh yeah, I know. He's like the best part about it to me. I don't know what it is. Something about just the overall feel of it I couldn't connect with.
Okay. That's okay. That's how comedy works, I think.
Sure.
But Josh, any familiarity with Portlandia?
I've never heard of it.
Okay.
I just looked it up, and then I may go back and watch it. Typically at night, my 2-year-old is on the iPad or sleep. And then and I did say iPad for a 2-year-old. So that's my hour and a half to watch TV.
Yes,
so,
yes.
I think I might check it out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty silly. It's kind of just goofy sketches. But yeah, okay, Portlandia. Nobody picked. I don't think anybody picked. Oh wait, one person picked Game of Thrones, but otherwise nobody picked any of our picks. So
only one person picking. Wow.
Yeah. What about close calls?
My official close call is Bob's Burgers.
Okay, this was our most popular pick.
Yeah, I mean it has outlasted Game of Thrones, or it has had more good seasons. It's so good. I mean, something about the humor. It's just like what's it called? The show that came before this, Home Movies. It's very similar to Home Movies in humor. Somehow they just hit that right spot for me between between inappropriate and dumb, something like that. Anyway, very funny. I will say these last couple of seasons, I think, have leaned way too heavily into the sentimental stuff. But it's very good, very funny show.
Yeah, totally Totally love Bob's Burgers. Josh, have you seen it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not a huge fan. And I like it, but I guess I don't watch it often. But
Yeah.
it's on. I do pay attention. So it gives me the what was the animation domination vibe on the Sunday nights. Back when it used to be Family Guy, Simpsons,
Oh yeah,
Cleveland Show,
yeah.
and that type of deal. Yeah, so good show for sure. My official close call, I'm narrowing it down right now, was I guess does Netflix shows count? Because I chose
Yeah.
Black Mirror.
Oh, for sure. Oh,
Yeah.
whoa,
wow.
wait, what?
Didn't realize that.
Yeah,
Wait.
let's triple check that because I'm on IMDb.
I accidentally
IMDb,
searched Black Mirror's Pearl, and I'm shopping now. Hold on.
Yeah. IMDb Black Mirror 6. It was ranked 6.
2011.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, scrap it for me. This is my favorite show of the year. Damn.
Really good. I don't think I discovered it till like again 2013 or 2014. But really good, shorts and
Yes.
good combination of like scary horror, but also thought provoking. And some of them rattled me to the point where I'm like, what if that did happen? I think just the AI stuff that we're kind of living now almost. And so I went with Black Mirror.
Yeah, it's excellent. Definitely some episodes that are like so uncomfortable that I don't even really want to watch them again. But
I agree. No,
but they're
I agree
really
100%.
well done. Yeah.
I call them the unspeakables because I don't even want to talk about them. But
Yeah.
great show.
There's an episode from this first season called "The Entire History of You," which is I think one of the better ones of the series. Which is like they have a memory implant that records everything you see and do, and
yep.
I love that one. That first episode's so messed up. The national anthem where it's like the prime minister humping a pig or whatever.
Yeah, that is insane.
Yeah, wild. That was unmentionable. One of those uncomfortable
Yeah,
ones.
yeah. But
thanks, Joey.
always here to make everyone uncomfortable. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Okay. So that changes everything. Black Mirror is my favorite show of the year, which would make Portlandia my close call. But the other one I had picked out here, which was also Joseph's pick, was Comedy Central's Workaholics.
Yeah, very good.
Just a show that really, especially early on, cracked me up.
Yeah.
Great comedy. Want to shout out American Horror Story, which was Justin, Vince, and Evelyn's pick. Very good first season, and then like kind of after that, a few good seasons here and there.
Okay.
No?
I think there's like 2 that are not very good, and the rest I totally enjoy, and then there's maybe a couple that are like top notch.
Okay. Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Let's see here. Some listener picks. Lacey picked Bob's Burgers. Clayton picked Bob's Burgers. Tim Beard picked Bob's Burgers. Kylie picked Bob's Burgers. Vincenzo picked American Horror Story. Kev picked Fresh Meat. Chris picked New Girl. Justin picked American Horror Story. Mark picked Beavis and Butthead.
Good call.
Yeah. Sweatshirt Dabo picked Happy Endings. Marley picked Teen Mom 2. Shay picked Being Human. Evelyn picked American Horror Story. Spud picked Ninja Warrior. And Ashley picked Workaholics.
Shout out Ninja Warrior for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, love
Ninja Warrior
watching those.
was great.
Yes, every iteration is entertaining.
Just a few other ones that we haven't mentioned. Shameless, pretty good.
Yeah.
China, Illinois, Wilfred, The Killing, Luck, and of course the Kelsey Grammer vehicle Boss.
Wow. Never heard of it.
No surprise.
Yeah. Ferguson's?
Yeah, my Ferguson is Bar Rescue.
Oh, get out of here.
Yep, sorry. I can't stand these shows. They're like, they feel like as I'm watching it, it's designed to keep me sitting there watching it. Just feels.
Get that out of my face, Schwartz! Never!
Number one, I didn't know this show came out this year. I didn't know this show came out this year, but
new number one.
well, let me refigure this. Hold on, because this is a mess. I guess I needed to do more research. All right, so it's Black Mirror. I'll stick Portlandia, Workaholics. This would be my number 4. Bar Rescue.
Insanity.
Don't you dare go after John Taffer.
John Taffer, the worst. Get this guy out of here. Actually, I don't even want to say that because I feel like he'll come after me or something. But just a annoying show.
Oh,
clearly.
No!
What?
I'm sorry, I saw another show that started this year.
Oh God.
Restaurant Impossible.
Yeah, get these out of here.
Yeah. No, okay, that's where we draw the line.
Guys, Robert Irvine.
It's almost very similar show. Type of show.
Both. I'm struggling now. Okay, so Black Mirror 1, Restaurant Impossible 2.
No.
Yep.
Stop.
Portlandia 3, Workaholics, Bar Rescue.
Please,
that's a solid 5. I'm not joking. You think I'm joking about Restaurant Impossible?
They're just like time wasters.
No.
I hate it.
They're helping people.
They're not but they're like not helping a lot more people who are wasting their time watching this show. They help one bar. Maybe for like a day.
Wait, what's your argument here? It's bad because it's wasting my time?
No, it's wasting everybody's time.
Whose time?
Everyone.
In the show.
The real
people
who are watching it.
No, the people that are watching.
You could say that about any show. TV is wasting time.
There's things to get out of shows. In this show, there's nothing to get out of it.
Yeah, I'm watching someone like their life being saved.
Okay, even the whole setup is bogus. Like, clearly they pick some bar that's in a really good area that's only problem is this horrible staff. They come in.
This is a great point.
Replace the staff. You know?
This is a great point. I don't see them choosing bars in the hood. This is a great point.
That is a fair point. That is a fair point. But it's not always just the staff. And to be fair, Restaurant Impossible does do every demographic. Like, he goes to every little place.
What else is it? Like, what else is a problem?
What do you mean?
Like, what's a problem that he fixes that
a lot of these
it's not the staff?
A lot of these people don't know how to do like finances, hygienes, or like
this is all the staff.
Cleanliness. No, this is on the manager, the person who runs the place.
But that's the staff. The manager is part of the staff.
Oh, well, of course, but you're there to like try to like remind them of how to like do this and help.
Yeah, all I'm saying is he comes in and just like says, these people I can maybe like make do the right thing. These people have to be fired, and that's it. Like, anybody could do this.
No, but they remodel.
I feel like I'm agreeing.
Yeah, I know they do a little remodeling.
They got $10,000 in 2 days.
Whoa.
Are we? Do we feel like this is real life? Because I feel like we can gather more and gain more from Ned Stark getting his head chopped off than we can
100%.
Than we can from obscure restaurants allegedly being saved.
You guys are on the wrong side of history here. I'm for helping.
You couldn't be more wrong.
Wrong
about that statement.
You'd rather watch.
People are going to look back and be like, Bar Rescue? What the hell are you talking about?
That's how I feel about Game of Thrones. People are going to look back and be like, what a waste of time.
Ooh. Or.
I mean, yeah.
Or it's something that withstands the test of time, and 50 years from now, we're still watching it.
I'll be watching. I'll be watching Restaurant Impossible and Bar Rescue. You guys go ahead and watch.
Like, nobody is going to be watching Bar Rescue in 20 years.
Hey, can we do like a bar rescue reunion, like a check-in? Are these bars still rescued, or
Oh
did they
my
go under?
gosh.
Are they still up and running? Can we
Yeah,
check on these bars?
that's a
Okay.
good question.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I can tell you Restaurant Impossible's success rate is like 45%.
Okay.
So
That's bad.
it's not great.
It's
It's
pretty
not
bad.
it could be better. I
And that's your entire
guarantee
job.
I guarantee Bar Rescue's success rate's way lower. Just because like
Yeah, probably.
a bar feels like if you have to ask a guy to come and like try to it's
If
just
you're not
it's
already making money hand over fist.
yeah, like if you can't keep a bar up, you know.
Yeah, the Unsullied would never.
Oh man. All right. Well, my Food Network people unite. I'm not worried about the Beehive. I'm not worried about Swifties. You guys should be worried. You guys should be worried about the Taffers and the Irvines.
Oh shit.
Did you have a Ferguson show, Josh?
I did not.
Okay.
I chose to be nice. No, I did not have it. I felt like something came out with the Kardashians. Oh, actually, I did. No, so I'm a huge Walking Dead fan. It's kind of embarrassing, but the Rick and Michonne, The Ones Who Live, was a good spinoff. But the Talking Dead came out after that. And I don't know, making a talk show about a zombie show is kind of wild. So I would give that to Ferguson. That was pretty wild and not entertaining at all.
Yes.
I actually watched it for a little while, but
yeah,
it was like it really became problematic when the show started going downhill, and then it's like, what are we even talking about?
Right. And the show did go downhill. I stuck with it. I will admit.
Yeah,
I stuck
me
with
too.
it.
Me too.
It's the Talking Dead guy reminds me of Ryan Seacrest too.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why also I was like, I can't do it.
Chris Hardwick.
Chris Hardwick.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
Chris Hardwick. Yeah. See, I told you I'm terrible with those guys, the names of actors and people like that.
Yeah.
Been in the sports world too long.
Well, I want you guys to know I'm changing my favorite show to Restaurant Impossible.
We're all wrong at some point. So you got it.
No, my Ferguson for the year is Two Broke Girls. This was fair. I actually like the actresses in the show. But man, every time I tried to watch it, it was just like the writing is brutal. Like the most like throw it at the wall kind of like live audience sitcom stuff. I just
it was at times it was unbelievably like simple, stupid. Like a first grader is writing these jokes.
Yes,
unbelievable. But yeah, the people that were in it were.
It also it felt like it missed a moment too, because like it's a good storyline. Like people, I don't know, being in a restaurant, like whether it's a movie or a TV show, is kind of a good setting for a story. You also had kind of the rise of, I guess, what maybe we'll talk about it, maybe not, Occupy Wall Street at this time, and dealing with like income inequality. So like it felt like they could have really cashed in, but they missed it. Hey, we didn't mention Norm Macdonald had a show this year, the sports show.
Oh yeah, it's my least enjoyed Norm thing, even though I sort of like it anyway, but it was just so sports heavy that I couldn't connect with it too much.
Okay. Yeah. Just want to show Norm some love.
Yeah.
Anything else TV related?
Just a couple notable things. This year, the original run of the Oprah Winfrey Show ended after 25 years.
Wow. Okay.
Jesus.
And the top-rated show, NCIS.
Which one? The original NCIS?
I believe it's the one that's just called NCIS.
Okay, got it.
Whatever. What do you call it? Subtitles?
Or
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't stand that type of like brand of show. The law, like procedural type thing.
Procedural. Yeah. Are you or Chicago PD, or do you go that route? Are you a fan of that type of stuff?
No, I can't watch any of like these lawyers, cops, this stuff.
Firefighters, doctors.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I mean, I think it could be good potentially.
This is all apparent. I mean, you guys don't. Andrew in particular, you don't like people who help other people.
Yeah, that's the problem. That is the problem.
Whether they're rescuing a bar or
these fake bars are being rescued.
All right. Okay. Well, we only have events left, so let's get into it.
Well, mine is a sort of a local event, and I vaguely remember this happening when it did. And it was at a Verizon store in the city called Strongsville, Ohio, in which there was a gorilla mascot that they had, like, doing something for the store, and they were randomly attacked by an unknown banana mascot.
What are you talking?
Somebody in a banana mascot came and, like, started attacking the gorilla all of a sudden, and then got away, and their identity is still unknown.
Oh my gosh! Hold on. I think I just found a video of it.
Strongsville Police and Fire.
Hi, my name is Brandon. Some kid in a banana costume just tackled my mascot.
There is a banana at large in Strongsville.
Is your mascot okay?
The kid just came up and just speared him.
Brandon Parham is the manager of the Wireless Center on Pearl Road. Last week he witnessed their mascot, a gorilla, getting jumped.
A kid just emerged out of the bushes, out of nowhere, in a banana costume and started sprinting as quickly as he possibly could at our gorilla.
Certainly an unappealing attack on the ape.
The kid in mid-air flying like this, like something like a Spartan from 300 kind of, except he was a banana.
After the attack, the banana then split and headed south on Pearl Road, and he wasn't alone.
He just kept running with a few other kids, and the gorilla just got back up and adjusted his head and just kept waving his sign around.
Okay, we'll send somebody down to check around south of your store for a kid dressed in a banana costume.
The gorilla will recover. As for the Wireless Center, they think the whole situation is
bizarre, I guess. Not normal of the food chain. I mean, that's not really how it works, right? The gorilla should have won.
Melissa Reed, Fox 8 News.
What's going on in Cleveland, fellas?
Oh, don't even. It's not worth getting into, but oh wow. Okay, so Brian Genko, 16, who dresses as a gorilla 3 days a week in front of the Verizon store, said he wasn't hurt in the surprise attack in which the teen dressed as a banana tackled him. Genko said after he was tackled and the banana, accompanied by a teenage friend, ran off, he got up and continued waving at passing cars. Verizon manager called 911 afterward to report the incident. Police were unable to find the culprits in the area.
I'm sure it was like a kid from school or something that saw this kid work there.
Wow.
But just so dumb and funny.
And you just remembered this? Like you didn't look it up?
I randomly came across it as I was searching stuff for this, and just vaguely remembered this happening.
I mean, there's very little out there about it.
Didn't hit the national.
Absolutely not. All right. Event, Josh?
Yeah, this, I'll qualify this by saying this is extremely haterish. But I chose the Dallas Mavericks beating the Miami Heat 4-2 in the NBA Finals. If we all remember, it's the LeBron James, the Heatles.
And the Heat will not foul. Sean Marion dribbles it out. And the celebration will begin. The Dallas Mavericks are NBA champions. The first title in franchise history.
But not one, not two, not three, not four.
It's gonna be easy.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, in a corny way, it kind of, for me, it highlighted the importance of team over just a collection of stars. So, the Dallas team with Dirk and, you know, largely role players, good players, but role players, able to take the Heat down, and that honestly too was the moment that I will hold against LeBron James forever in my argument for Michael Jordan over him. So.
I mean, we were everybody in Cleveland was cheering against him that year. That was so gratifying.
I bet. I bet. Yeah.
But yeah, that did feel good. Yeah, that did feel good. All right. Well, before I get to mine, man, I can't wait any longer.
It's time for your Dino Count.
Uh-oh.
All right. So every year I like to look at how many dinosaurs were discovered in that calendar year. This is a big year. I think it's the biggest we've had since I've started this wild ride. We have 51 dinosaurs identified this calendar year. This includes the Titanoceratops, the Spinops, the Quiplong, the Pamporaptor, and you guys, let's see if you guys can guess where this dinosaur was discovered. This dinosaur is called the Coreoceratops.
The
Coreoceratops. Any guesses?
Nice.
I'm not that smart, but I'll go with Korea.
Perfect, nailed it. Yeah, so good year in dinosaurs. Very strong year.
Yeah, crazy. There must have just been dinosaurs roaming all over the damn place.
All over the place, Andrew. For millions of years.
Absolutely every inch of this.
Yeah, I mean,
world.
We're not, humans have not been around even like a fraction of what the dinosaurs were around. So, like, yeah, there had to be a ton. Okay. But my actual thing, you know, I said that this was just a memorable year. I traveled a lot in the summer of 2011. I did a week in Boston for an academic course, and I got to go with a buddy of mine, and, you know, we did a Red Sox game and just kind of did like the history of Boston, and really, really cool. Maybe my definitive one is I recorded an album with Andrew and I's mutual friend. His name's Daniel. So I spent about 2 weeks kind of living in New York City with him, which is where he lives. And we made an album called Walking Distance, which was just kind of a very memorable couple weeks. And so I don't know, just it was like a lot of traveling and experiencing stuff. And so that's what I'll remember most about that year.
Nice.
Yeah. Close call. Wait, Andrew, did you get the UN?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Are you ready?
You want to know?
I want to know.
Okay. It is... It's 3 things this year. Forests, chemistry, and people of African descent.
That's what they... What?
They're really biting off a lot. You know,
trying to get inclusive here, I guess. Right?
It's so weird though, because like one year it'll be like the year of beans,
yeah.
And then like this year it's like the year of an entire population of humans. You know, like
yes, on top of this other stuff that's impossible to fix. It's like I don't know. They're really.
What was the middle one? We had forest, African descent, and
forests, chemistry.
Chemistry.
Well, I guess you don't have to fix all this stuff, but like to support.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just every year it's like these broad, insanely broad categories that like I don't even like. Are they picking them so that the bar of like proving that they did something for it was like so low?
Yeah. No, it's that's dumb. But I love hearing them.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Close call?
Yeah, my close call is Australian artist Stellark implanting a 3rd ear in his arm.
What? Are you
this guy?
Where do you get these stories?
I feel like I'm
sure
living in
where-
a different world. Bro.
I'm not sure where I found this one, but this artist guy, like, grew. It's one of these like body parts that's grown in a lab, I guess. So he grew this ear inside of his arm, like you can see it now. And the whole point was like so that other people could hear the sounds that were going into it, like
Is
through the
bisect.
internet or something. Like it was hooked up through computers or whatever. But I couldn't find any information on that, like being a thing. So anyway, very weird stuff.
That is
But
very weird.
I thought like if you could hear, like if he could upload that so other people could hear it, like that would be an interesting thing.
That's true. It's true. Wow. Okay. You do you, Andrew. No, fascinating. Josh, you going?
Well, going back, you mentioned you recorded an album in 2011.
Yeah.
Were you part of a group?
Not really. Like, I mean, me and my buddy would just work on it. So on Spotify, it's called Gomez Adams. The album's called Walking Distance. It's you know, it was just like kind of playing around, you know, just like a chance to hang out, record.
Cool.
Yeah.
No, got it. Sorry. Okay. So have you ever had a close call Top Choice and a close call Ferguson? Because
Like the
this
same,
one is
like the same thing.
yeah. This is a close call for a Ferguson. So it's the Bin Laden being killed.
Yeah.
You know, on one hand, obviously we killed a major terrorist, but on the other hand, it's like we're celebrating killing someone.
Right,
It was wild to me. I had conflicting feelings. Not to get political at all, but it was like great, and also like, whoa, wait,
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to cheer this. So, you know, it was kind of one a little bit 50-50 for both.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was weird. I mean, and just like the idea of the amount of resources that went toward getting this guy, supposedly. I don't know. The whole thing.
Supposedly allegedly is valid. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure hundreds of millions of dollars were put into just getting this one person. Yes.
Yeah.
And I understand why, especially families, the victims of
Sure.
this. But like, but yeah, it makes you question, like, you know, are our priorities straight? Kind of.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of deaths of leaders. Gaddafi died that year. Kim Jong-il died that year. So kind of a changing of the guard a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, is it me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I went with the U.S. military ending the "Don't Ask, Don't Tell" policy that banned anybody who was gay from enlisting in the armed forces. Seems you know, a bit past due, but Barack Obama signed that on September 20th of 2011, which ended decades of pretty much disclusion of people from the military. So just seemed like, you know, one of those things where it's like, what, like 2011's when we decided like you could join the military. So yeah, there was that. I noted Steve Jobs died that year from cancer.
Yeah. Just while you're on that, I think the most interesting part is when he was dying. Supposedly, he said like, "Oh my," or now I can't remember what it was. Wow. Or it was like, wow. Anyway,
like he was seeing something as he was passing.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, okay. Maybe he like had an idea for one last like iPhone.
One last Apple product.
wait. Also, the last space shuttle mission is this year. We have the Occupy Wall Street, which was a huge deal during that year. I'm not sure they actually accomplished anything they wanted to accomplish, but that happened. Of course, in the royal family, we got Kate Middleton marrying Prince William. And it's like a series of massive earthquakes in Japan that year, which was of course devastating. So, yeah. Ferguson's?
My Ferguson was the Occupy Wall Street.
How come?
Not because they blew it.
Yeah, they blew it.
Not because I didn't I agree with pretty much everything it was for. It was just like, it's like, it sounded like somebody finally, whoever was in charge of this, like got in a room with somebody and they were like, okay, what do you want? Like, how do we, what are your demands for fixing this stuff? And nobody had any answer.
Yeah.
It was just like, okay, well, you blew it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You almost had it. You were right
Almost
there.
had it. It became too much like college kids having drum circles. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, they blew it. It was Clayton's pick, and I get it. Like, it felt like a step in the right direction.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was for the right things broadly.
Yes. But
well, I guess it wasn't for anything, but
well, it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be.
Yeah, it was supposed to.
Yeah. Okay, Josh, any Fergusons?
Yeah, I mentioned it. It was just the Bin Laden situation.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was a close call, Anna Ferguson. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. That was Corey shouted that out as kind of a big moment. Lacey said turning 21. Kev mentioned the Boston Bruins winning the Stanley Cup. Chris said Frankie Egger knocking out Gray Menard in a comeback win for the belt at UFC 136. Marley mentioned her high school graduation. Vaughn said the movie Bucky Larson comes out and scars me and Christina Ricci for life. Tim mentioned the final space shuttle mission. Sweatshirt Dabo says that Steve Carell playing Michael Scott leaves The Office that year. Kylie says Whitey Bulger, the gangster, was arrested a few blocks from me in Santa Monica. He had been like I don't know, the Boston.
That was that year?
Yeah, 2011.
Wow.
Spud says the NCAA Division I men's basketball tournament expanded to 68 teams, which is an interesting one. And then I've totally forgot about this until I just saw it now, but Shay mentions that this is the year of Charlie Sheen kind of wigging out, drinking tiger blood, the winning. Do you remember that? It was like a huge deal. Like everybody was like, is Charlie Sheen like dying in real time? Like what's going on? And then he like cashed in on it. He like went on like a winning tour and
briefly.
Yeah. Anyway, these are not my Fergusons, this is just people's picks, but I went with Snapchat. Just I don't know. Just seems like bad for the world. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it's a close call.
Out of all the social media, this might be the least destructive. Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram,
TikTok's bad.
Facebook.
Yeah. Oh, Facebook,
I feel like those are all.
Yeah, Facebook's poison. I don't know. Like social media in general, just as I get older, it's just like this is all very bad for our brains.
I agree.
And especially like younger kids, it's just like, man, like go outside and like do something. But I'll stop yelling at my rain cloud and anyway, yeah, an interesting year in a lot of like major leaders or kind of people passing away, I guess. Andrew, are you ready for your favorite segment?
Yep.
Well, we got a sports recap, folks. All right. A couple of these have already been mentioned. Josh shouted out the Dallas Mavericks defeat the newly made super team with LeBron James, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade. They defeat them 4-2. In Cleveland, they made like merch that said Cavs. It was something like Cavs for the Mavs or something like that. It was a cute rhyme. We were in solidarity that year. one of our listeners mentioned that the Stanley Cup is won by the Boston Bruins over the Canucks, 4-3. The World Series that year is won in 7 games by the St. Louis Cardinals. They defeat the Texas Rangers. And finally, the Super Bowl that year, the Green Bay Packers win the Super Bowl 31-25 over the Pittsburgh Squealers. Yeah, good for those teams. A lot of some smaller market teams, which I always like, minus the Boston team. So, yeah, 2011. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I think once we, like I said, I was entering the adult working world. I think once this year ended, honestly, 2012 is where I regained my memory of things.
Yeah.
I think things slowed down for me a little bit.
Yes.
But a fast year. And I think, being in that 86 birth stage, this was the time we started, figuring out life, and things started happening for us. So, yeah.
Right on. Yeah. Andrew, anything else?
Yeah. I guess for me, not. It's kind of a blur this year.
Okay.
I can't remember it in specific details.
Yeah. No, that's all right. But man,
I mean, not terrible.
Yeah. No, I get it. You wanna get off so you can watch some Restaurant Impossible.
Oh, you got it.
Andrew, what are we up to next?
Next time, we're going to be doing 21 90s questions with Max and Melissa.
That is a great idea.
Yeah, we're essentially playing 21 questions with ideas from the 90s. If you're on Patreon, I talked about this. I talked with Max about this last night. If you're on Patreon, as we're recording the episode, and we're going to let you guys know ahead of time, in the chat, you can submit suggestions for what thing you want to be the 21 question topic, and then one of us will see it and we'll play that word or topic or whatever. So we're going to try to make it a little bit inclusive for the games. We've never done anything like this, but it could be fun.
Yeah,
just play some games. Yeah, but in the meantime, if you're looking to support us, we are on Patreon. There are 3 tiers: the Bostic tier, the Gary tier, and the Betty Ann tier. Those links are all on our Instagram, which is Orange Couch Podcast. You can also email us at orangecouchpodcast@gmail.com. And Josh, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to hang out with us and talk a little 2011.
No, I appreciate you guys. This has been a good end to a long week. So look forward to listening to your next pod.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. And we hope all you dire wolves will join us next episode.
Is that a Game of Thrones reference?
It sure is.
Good.
Zeppelin. Hey! Party rockers in the house tonight. Woo! Everybody just have a good time. Yeah! And we gon' make you lose your mind. Everybody just have a good time. Let's go! Party rockers in the house tonight. Everybody just have a good time. And we gon' make you lose your mind. We just wanna see you. Shake that. W-A-R-T, Ward Radio, Wellsville.
My least favorite song is Kevin Love being 40 years old and still making threes.
Oh no, that's a Cleveland legend.
Yeah, he is.
It's like something like a Spartan from 300, kind of, except he was a banana.